Hello my best friends. My name is Layla and this is Layla Flicks. Our movie today opens in an old factory in Thailand. Inside that place, we see a group of very young children, all of them working on making ninja dolls. We notice how exhausted and worn out the kids are, and how terrified they look of the overseer who keeps intimidating them all the time. Suddenly, the owner of the factory walks in with his interpreter. He keeps chatting with the overseer about the production of ninja dolls. In this moment, we learn that the factory owner's name is Ebermont, that he is an American, and that he works in the children's toy business. While Ebermont and the overseer are talking, the interpreter notices something strange. Everyone working here is a small child. He goes over to Ebermont and explains that the law forbids employing children at this age. But unfortunately, Ebermont couldn't care less. He tosses his scarf down on the fabric used for the dolls and asks a little girl to bring him some water. The girl really does go fetch a glass of water and hands it to him. When the overseer sees this, he flies into a rage, hits her, and orders her to bring him a bottle of mineral water instead. The boy who is sewing a doll watches the little girl being beaten. He panics and tenses up, and without even realizing it he grabs the scarf and turns it into a brand new ninja doll. The overseer explodes and loses his temper, and starts to beat the boy. Ebermont jumps in too and savagely pummels him, hitting him again and again until his stick snaps clean in two. Tragically, the boy dies, the doll still clutched in his hands. After that, Ebermont walks out of the factory and slips the interpreter some money so he won't talk about what happened. He gets into his car to drive off, his bank card falls out and he leaves without noticing. A short while later, a violent storm gathers right over the doll factory. The overseer is holding the doll the boy made before he was killed. Lightning strikes the factory, electricity surges through the wires, and reaches the doll. When the overseer looks for it, he finds the doll has vanished. That's when we realize the doll has actually started moving. It sneaks into a truck headed for the port, and gets carried onto a ship bound for America. Not long after, the ship casts off and leaves Thailand. Down in the ship's galley we meet a sailor named Stuart. As soon as he finds the doll lying on the floor, he picks it up and says he knows exactly whom to give it to. Some time later we switch to a small boy named Alex. We see his mother, Serena, checking on him and serving him breakfast. A strange fellow named John walks in, and we understand that he is Serena's husband. He tells her he bought croissants for himself and for his son, Sean, with his bank card. When Alex reaches to take one of the croissants, Sean keeps needling him and hands him the smallest one. Alex is irritated by his stepfather and his son's behavior, grabs his bicycle, and rides off to school. There, he sees a girl named Jessica, and it's obvious he likes her. But his friend Odysseus shows up, cuts across his daydream, and drags him so they won't be late to class. On the way up the stairs, a bully named Glenn appears. He mocks Odysseus and sticks a wad of gum onto his glasses. Alex and Odysseus ignore him and head to their lesson anyway. The moment Alex sees Jessica again he can't stop staring, dazzled by her. He writes her name in his notebook and draws a big heart around it. After class, Odysseus asks Alex if he can come to his birthday party. Alex apologizes, explains it will be a family gathering, and that no one will attend except relatives. On the birthday itself, we see Stuart greeting Alex, then Serena, who we learn is his niece. As soon as Stuart joins them for lunch, we notice John is annoyed by his presence. John still gives Alex the present he brought, a strange little dancing flower. Alex is clearly disappointed and doesn't like the gift. John then announces he also brought something for his own son, Sean, a brand new PlayStation game. Stuart gets offended and tells Alex he brought a gift too, handing it over. When Alex opens it, he's stunned to find a ninja doll. He frowns and says ninjas are supposed to be black. Stuart explains this one is extremely rare and very expensive, there is only a single copy like it in the whole world. Alex lights up once he realizes how special it is. He loves the ninja's design, especially its sword, and thanks Stuart, who proceeds to poke fun at John for not having a job and living off Serena's money. Serena is furious at Stuart's comments and snaps at him. The next day at school, Alex shows Odysseus his ninja and tells him how rare it is. Alex looks on in awe as Jessica invites her friends to a party at her house. The moment Odysseus notices Alex's wonder, he calls out to Jessica and tells her Alex wants to talk to her about something. Jessica walks over and asks Alex if he'd like to talk. Alex freezes, tongue-tied, and she walks away. Suddenly Glenn comes over, punches Odysseus, and snatches his glasses, refusing to return them. Out of nowhere a voice bursts from Alex, ordering Glenn to stop what he's doing and threatening to smash his stupid, dim-witted face if he doesn't. Everyone stares at Alex, who is just as shocked because he didn't say a word. Glenn marches toward him, ready to hit him, but luckily a teacher intervenes, pulls Glenn away, and keeps him off Alex. Odysseus thanks Alex for what he said, and Jessica congratulates him on his bravery. At the end of the school day, Alex slips off to a quiet spot, takes out the ninja, and tells it to say something, anything, because he suspects it was the one who spoke. Suddenly Glenn jumps in, spooks Alex, and warns him that if he mocks him again, he'll beat him up. He shoves Alex to the ground and stalks off. Before Alex can move, the ninja speaks in Alex's voice, keeps taunting Glenn, re-threatens him, and swears at him. Terrified, Alex watches Glenn charge back to attack and bolts on his bike to escape. Glenn grabs another bike and gives chase. Even as Alex flees in panic, he asks the ninja how it can talk. The ninja ignores the question and keeps ridiculing Glenn, as if Alex himself were doing it. Glenn loses control and closes in. Desperate, Alex tries anything to get away. The ninja seizes the chance and offers to help, in exchange for Alex helping it fulfill its mission. Glenn draws up close and rams Alex's bike to knock him over, but Alex steadies the handlebars and speeds up. The ninja repeats the offer. Alex, out of options, agrees. The ninja fashions a paper projectile, launches it at Glenn, nails him in the eye, and sends him crashing to the ground. A little later, Alex comes home, slips into his room, and finds the ninja doll moving again. Terrified, he asks how on earth it can talk. The ninja says they're close friends now, he gave his word. In return, Alex has to help him with his mission. The ninja hands over a bank card and asks whose name is on it. He can't read. Alex reads, Philip Piermont, and freezes. That's Jessica's grandfather's name. When the ninja asks for Jessica's father's name, Alex doesn't know, so he goes to ask his mom. She doesn't know either. All the while, the ninja is hiding on the stairs so no one sees him. John walks in looking upset, his project failed, and in the conversation Alex learns that Jessica's father is named Philip Piermont. Alex lights up, and so does the ninja. Suddenly Sean comes downstairs and keeps needling Alex about his crush on Jessica. That night, Alex climbs out the window with the ninja, who explains he needs to meet Philip Piermont to return the bank card. Alex offers to take it and give it to Jessica at school, but the ninja refuses. He wants to hand it over himself. They head to the old playground. There, the ninja says they have to get into Jessica's party. Alex explains she only invites her fellow 8th graders. He's still in 7th. Just thinking about Glenn makes him panic. The ninja reassures him they'll put a stop to Glenn's bullying, and then Jessica will be impressed and invite him. Alex calls it impossible. Still, the ninja insists on training him, peppering him with strikes until Alex learns to defend himself. At first Alex thinks it's pointless, he's just getting hit, until he finally blocks one blow. The ninja then tells him they need to go home and do Sean's report, only they'll do it their way. The next day, Sean reads the first page and loves it. In that moment, Alex manages to snatch back his notebook. At school, the students are in woodshop. The ninja tells Alex they need to steal some tools for their mission and asks him to distract the teacher. Alex sets his bag by the teacher and asks for help on a project, while the ninja slips into the office, swipes the tools, and loads them into the bag one by one. When the teacher realizes Alex plans to make a sword, he sends him to the principal with the bag. A second teacher shows up with Sean as well because of the awful report he'd written, drops him off, and leaves. Alex puts 2 and 2 together and laughs at Sean, who's fuming. Sean says he has another copy of the drawing and threatens to give it to Jessica. Alex tries to snatch it but can't. The principal arrives and takes Sean to his office. Alex is rattled and doesn't know what to do. The ninja mocks him, "It's just a drawing, don't be scared." Then he notices the PA system. Seeing that the mic reaches the whole school, he gets an idea. He sneaks into the AV room, locks the door, flips on the mic, and announces to the entire school that their 7th grader classmate Alex wants to confess his feelings to the girl he likes. Alex is stunned and tugs at the door, but it's locked. The ninja continues, Alex likes his 8th grade classmate, Jessica. Odysseus and the other students are riveted, even the principal is impressed with Alex's courage. Sean realizes his blackmail drawing is now useless. Odysseus and the other students are riveted, even the principal is impressed with Alex's courage. Sean realizes his blackmail drawing is now useless. When Alex walks among the students, some mock him, but others are impressed. The ninja tells him his fear has been diffused, now he can face what scares him most. He orders Alex to straighten his back, trust himself, and climb up onto the lunch area dumpster to address Glenn. Alex climbs up and moves his arms as the ninja speaks through him. Everyone turns to listen, Glenn included. Alex starts mocking Glenn and asks how many have been bullied by him. Lots of hands go up. Alex promises to stand up for them and keeps roasting Glenn, who loses his temper. Alex challenges him to a fight on Saturday at the old playground. Glenn grins and accepts. Alex calls for everyone to attend, the students cheer, buzzing with excitement. Odysseus congratulates Alex on his bravery, though he worries Glenn is stronger. Jessica cuts in to talk to Alex, surprised at his sudden boldness. She says if he wins the fight, he can come to her party, then leaves. After school, Alex and the ninja go to the playground. The ninja explains they won't wait passively for the fight, they set the time and place so they can prepare the grounds for an unfair fight. They use the stolen tools to rig the place with traps. The ninja also trains Alex to fight without relying on them. Days pass, the arena takes shape, Alex improves, and their friendship deepens. That night, Alex asks if the ninja is truly a real warrior. The ninja affirms it and shares an old tale. Most ninjas lived in Japan, and their mortal enemies were the samurai, who hunted them relentlessly. One day, samurai attacked the ninja's village and a brutal battle erupted. Almost all the ninjas were killed. Only one remained in a tent with a group of children. His name was Nakamura. When the samurai surrounded the tent, Nakamura went out to fight, killing 16 of them. But he couldn't save the tent, which caught fire with the children inside. In despair, he resolved to end his own life for vengeance, and lightning struck him dead. Ever since, whenever wronged children are plunged into darkness, Nakamura's spirit returns, inhabiting things to punish the wicked. We cut back to Alex, who assumes it's just a spooky story. He doesn't realize his companion is actually Nakamura. Saturday comes. The students crowd into the old playground. Nakamura taunts Glenn, who boils with rage. Alex sneaks up and smashes an egg in Glenn's face. Glenn gives chase, slips, and falls, getting angrier. Alex leads him on, and with each step Glenn triggers a new trap. Alex climbs a tall tower and kicks away a plank so Glenn can't follow. Glenn spots a ladder and starts to climb. Nakamura yanks a rope, a tire swings into the ladder, and Glenn drops. He scrambles to a ledge and grabs a rope to pull himself up to Alex. Just before he reaches him, Nakamura cuts the rope. Glenn drops into a shopping cart that rattles down and dumps him into a mud pit. The crowd howls with laughter. Alex descends to the ground to cheers, but Glenn charges back in and pounds him savagely. Alex looks to the ninja, recalls what he learned, and lands a fierce strike, then uses Nakamura's blocking style to deflect Glenn's blows, takes him down, pins him, and demands an apology. With no way out, Glenn yields and apologizes in front of everyone. The students erupt in praise for Alex. Jessica and her friends arrive to congratulate him. She invites him to her party and strolls off. Alex is over the moon. That night, Alex heads to Jessica's house with Nakamura, intent on meeting her father. As Alex enters the party, everyone greets him. He finds Odysseus and asks where Jessica's dad is. In the kitchen, Odysseus says. Alex goes in and finds Jessica's parents rummaging in the fridge. Nakamura quietly readies his sword, waiting for the father to leave. When the ninja peeks out of the bag and sees the man, he's startled. It's not the Philip Piermont he's looking for. He ducks back before being noticed. Alex offers the bank card, assuming it's his, but Jessica's father says it isn't. He explains he's not the only Philip Piermont. There's a famous businessman with the same name. He shows a newspaper photo. That's the card's owner. Nakamura now knows, the man in the photo is the Piermont he's hunting. Alex leaves the kitchen and urges Nakamura to calm down. He's acting aggressively. Jessica finds Alex and says he's become kind of charming. Alex gets flustered and tosses his bag aside. Jessica asks if he'd like to dance. He says yes. She excuses herself to the bathroom first. Nakamura, upset with Alex, demands he help, like he promised. Alex says he will, just not now. He won't leave the party before he gets his dance. Nakamura bristles. Alex only made it this far because of him, and now he might ruin everything. Alex talks back. Nakamura seizes a moment when two kids approach Alex. He splashes juice on Alex, forcing him to chase the culprit into the party. Then Nakamura kills the music and lights, speaks in Alex's voice, and blurts out humiliating things. Everyone stares. When Alex rushes to defend himself, Nakamura flips the music back on. He then knocks on the bathroom door, again mimicking Alex. He tells Jessica he doesn't want to dance with her because she's beneath his level, and keeps mocking her. Jessica opens the door to find Alex standing there. She yells, mocks him, and orders him out of the party. Heartbroken, Alex leaves and finds Nakamura waiting by his bike, scolding him. Nakamura reminds him of their deal and says he'll set everything right once they reach Piermont. Alex doesn't realize Nakamura intends to kill Piermont, just as he killed that little boy. Alex rides to Piermont's house. Nakamura smashes the security cameras, slips to the door, and lets Alex in. Alex doesn't understand why he's acting like a thief, but follows anyway. They pass a sleeping guard dog without noticing. In Piermont's room they find a plane ticket. He's flying to Thailand. The dog wakes and lunges. Nakamura knocks it out. Piermont approaches. They hide. As Piermont appears, Nakamura gets ready to strike with his sword. Alex diverts him at the last second. Piermont doesn't see who's there. He panics, hits the alarm, and the siren screams. A door slams, trapping Nakamura. Furious, he blames Alex for letting Piermont escape. Then he sees police arriving. He props something behind the door, fashions a grappling hook, and admits he lied. Piermont runs a factory of child laborers, treats them with cruelty, and recently killed one for a minor mistake. He must be punished. Alex still struggles to grasp everything. He grabs the dog's collar. Nakamura needs it to escape. Alex makes a loud noise. The dog comes to and attacks. Nakamura rushes in and knocks it out again. Police batter the door. Nakamura climbs to the balcony, throws the hook to a tree, and tells Alex to clip onto the collar so he can pull him across. Alex refuses, until Nakamura calls to the dog as it wakes and lunges. Terrified, Alex clips in. They both glide to the tree and drop into the branches. They flee on the bike. On the way, Alex realizes the ninja is Nakamura, and refuses to help him kill Piermont. Nakamura pleads, describing the child labor and the murdered boy. Alex stands firm. Nakamura attacks, knocks Alex off the bike, and threatens to kill him unless he reveals the flight time he saw on the ticket. Even with a sword at his throat, Alex refuses. Nakamura realizes he can't kill Alex. He growls that he'll go kill Sean instead, and speeds off. Horrified, Alex sprints home, bursts into Sean's room. Sean is still asleep. Suddenly Nakamura appears and smothers him with a pillow. As Alex wrestles him off, John and Serena rush in and see Alex over Sean, who wakes up screaming. Alex tries to explain that Nakamura's spirit in the ninja doll is doing this, but no one believes him. They think he's delusional and commit him to a psychiatric hospital. The doctor diagnoses a panic-induced episode and says Alex will be fine in 2 weeks or so. Serena is devastated and leaves in tears. Alone, Alex cries, helpless. When he hears Nakamura's voice, he loses it and tears the room apart looking for him. The doctor witnesses his behavior, extends the stay to 50 days. Nakamura slips in through the window, beats Alex, and demands the flight time. Alex refuses. Nakamura keeps hitting him, desperate to extract it. The doctor sees Alex, fighting himself, deems the case worse, and extends the stay to 500 days. Nakamura calls the doctor in, threatening to kill him unless Alex talks. Alex breaks. he'll tell him, on one condition, no killing, only punishment. There are worse penalties than death, he says. He has a plan. You taught me courage and self-belief, trust me. Nakamura relents. When the doctor enters, Nakamura pounces, terrifies him, and orders him to declare Alex sane and release him. The doctor, shaking, complies and sends them on their way. Alex tells Nakamura that Piermont flies out tonight, and that he has a gift to take to Thailand. We cut to Stuart, singing and clearly out of it. A knock at the door, Alex. He chats him up and asks how to buy drugs. Not in his right mind, Stuart explains everything, how to deal with the dealer, and shows the notebook with the number. Alex leaves with what he needs. We see a fancy car, the drug dealer. Alex calls, speaking in code. The dealer tells him to meet in a certain basement in an hour and asks the quantity. A kilo, Alex says. The dealer is stunned and double-checks. Very expensive. An hour later, the dealer arrives. Alex gets in the car and says he's the buyer. The dealer hands over the drugs and asks for the money. Nakamura pops out of the bag, attacks, and they tie the man up and throw him in the trunk for the police. Alex and Nakamura head to the old playground. There, Nakamura stabs open his own torso padding and swaps the stuffing for the drugs. Alex helps, lays out the plan. If Piermont is caught with this, he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. He gives Nakamura a handmade gift, a sheath for the sword. Nakamura is moved, hugs Alex, and thanks him. They go to the airport. Alex explains Nakamura has to slip into Piermont's luggage during baggage handling. But when Piermont arrives, he carries his bag onto the plane. That plan fails. Alex improvises. Nakamura will hide in another suitcase, then switch into Piermont's bag after landing in Thailand. They say their goodbyes, the bags are loaded, they part ways. Alex goes home heavy-hearted. Serena comforts him. Nakamura, too, seems to miss Alex. The plane lands in Thailand. Unfortunately, Nakamura's suitcase comes out late. He watches Piermont pass through security and exit. He sprints, leaps from above the gate using a parasol, spots a police dog, and deliberately knocks into it so the dog gets his scent. The dog catches the smell of drugs and barrels after him. Nakamura runs at full tilt, leading the dog toward Piermont. The police take off after their dog. Nakamura hurls his sword to cut a rope, topples a statue, scrambles up, and lures the dog onward. He darts toward a stopped car, Piermont's, and pounces. At last, I'll have my revenge. The dog crashes into them, latches onto Nakamura's legs, and rips him in two, spilling the drugs all over Piermont. The police immediately conclude Piermont is trafficking and arrest him. A witness also reports he's the man who killed the child at the factory. Back at school, Alex misses his friend. Jessica and her friends approach to thank him for the message he sent. We realize Nakamura had recorded it in Alex's voice, an apology for everything that happened, and a confession that he'd admired her for a long time. Jessica forgives him and decides to give him a second chance. That night, Alex has dinner with his family. John and Sean treat him kindly. The TV news breaks in. The Thai authorities have arrested a famous toy magnate named Piermont smuggling drugs, and a witness says he killed a young boy in his factory. John adds that police also nabbed a drug dealer in a certain basement. Alex beams, relieved and proud. He resolves to keep helping people, after an adventure that taught him the true meaning of courage and friendship. The story ends. If you like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, check the backup channel for real movie summaries in the first comment, and catch the previous videos. Bye!